Well, if we want to enjoy that,
yeah.
What will our weather be like? We have to bundle up?
You know, we've been talking about this colder air that's coming in, and by October standards, it's cold. But by January and February, we'll be begging for temperatures this warm. So it is all a little bit in perspective. So let's talk about that. Let me guide you through where we're going to be heading. Temperatures are expected to get much colder than where they should be. The reason why is behind this rain, the colder air moves in. But I got to tell you, the last few returns here that have shown up on radar are pretty impressive with how heavily the rain has been coming down, especially now as it exits northwest Indiana. I've been watching some of these locations right on 94 at maybe 421 just to show you a couple of locations. I'm going to bring up some of our traffic cameras. Been watching what's been going on here. There's that I-94 at 421. Roadways are wet, and we're looking at really wet conditions here. But the good news is the winds that are coming in overnight are going to dry a lot of this up pretty quickly. This is dry, cooler air that's coming in. So once all of that exits, the temperatures will be able to go down into the 30s. I think that by the time the cooler air gets down near or below freezing for the few locations that will get there, most of the moisture will have been dried up. But of course, something to keep our eye on. We keep the skies clear for tomorrow. Temperatures go up into the 50s by the afternoon. We'll cool it down again for Sunday morning, but not quite as cold. Temperatures will probably stay into the low 40s for the city, maybe 30s for some of the outlying areas. And then we go back into the 50s again for your Sunday. A few more clouds coming into the forecast, and then this northwest wind kicks in a big way, and that'll bring in that steady supply of cooler air. Overnight tonight, we're going to be going down to 35 after the showers wrap up, but keep in mind, areas outside of the city will be much cooler. That's why the freeze warning is in place for those locations that are going to get down below freezing for an extended period of time. When you just look at this on face value, it's not a bad looking weekend. Temperatures into the mid-50s. This is a little bit cooler than where we should be for this time of year. West winds will become northwest, and this is when that really big push of cooler air is going to be moving in. That's going to bring the temperatures, instead of being 10 degrees below the average, they'll be about 20 degrees below the average. So if you're not willing to go out into the blustery conditions on Sunday, you want to watch some football. Baltimore, New York Giants here, 62. Forecast looks pretty good, not just here, but also anywhere you're going to be watching the football being played. And pollen forecast, things going low because the cooler temperatures helping to keep that a little bit at bay. But look at your numbers here, from the 50s down into the 40s. And anytime you cool the temperatures down that much, the way you do that is with winds. And the winds are going to be bringing in some cooler air. So it's going to be a bit breezy on Monday. Temperatures into the 40s, those are the daytime highs. Overnight lows in the 30s, but I always tell you this is a city-centric forecast, which overnight tends to be a little bit on the warmer side. Outlying locations are probably going to get down into the low to mid-20s. Again, not cold air by some people's standards, but for October, it's colder than average.
It looks like a nice weekend, actually. 54, 55.
Overall, pretty good, yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
You got it.